Alto, 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 Paimon, hija mía. A ver, a ver. Algo. Algo le pasó al stream, no. No sé qué carajo pasó, pero algo pasó. ¿Por qué está pasando esto últimamente? O sea, antes no pasaban estas cosas. Sorry. A ver, algo está pasando con el stream. Inestable, me dicen. No sé qué exactamente. A esta parte, si la pueden cortar los editores, se lo agradecería. Y juntarla a todas partes porque veo que ya me dividió el video por alguna extraña razón. Bueno, continuamos. El deseo pervive por más que el tiempo se diluya. Las primaveras transcurrieron una tras otra y el joven alcanzó la edad adulta. Pero cuando los sueños desemboquen en el mar junto al agua de los ríos, viajaremos juntos de la mano hasta el fin del tiempo.
It's looking a lot like Callie Roe was the one who wrote this. She seems to care a lot about that story, huh? Actually, when Paimon first saw her, Paimon was wondering, do you think... is it possible that she's,
Primero tendremos que encontrarla para confirmarlo. Pero no es necesario porque yo creo que ya sé qué es. Vamos a seguir a Mika. ¿Ahí veo una rana? Sí, ahí veo una rana. No vean, pero necesito ranas para hacer conjuros. Necesito ranas para hacer más... Bueno, no conjuros, sino que... ¿Cómo se le dice esto? Olvidé la palabra. Para hacer más... pociones, eso. Está larguísimo. ¿Esto para dónde es? Ahí está. Hoy sí nos podemos ir, pero... no nos podemos ir caminando. Recordemos que estos eventos son relativamente larguitos. Si paso por ahí me mata el Hirishur, o sea... Paimon, deja de gritar. Esto es como Jurassic Park. En el momento en el que comenzas a gritar, se nos vienen encima esos enemigos que ves ahí al fondo. No es enemigo. Parece el espinosaurio, nos va a mandar a la verga. Ah, Carriero está siendo atacada. Hombre, es una cianida, tendría que poderse defender. ¡Ya voy! Tranquila. Ya llegamos, ya llegamos. Primero este. Como siempre, esto primero. Tengo rato de no usar estos personajes. Creo que sabes lo que me gusta de usarlos para los modos de historia. Que aunque tenga ratos de usarlos, de no usarlos. Es curioso volver después de tanto tiempo. Bien. ¡Hostia! ¿Por qué le he puesto el pescado a Noel? Puntajo, hija mía. Ok. Se convirtió en un slime, ¿verdad? O en la gotita esa de agua, sí, exacto. Ah. Sí, Calirroe es de los de las gotitas estas que encontramos en el evento anterior, las que están en Fontaine también. Sí. Sí. A ver, no me sorprende porque ya la habíamos visto, o sea, no me parece una cosa demasiado extraña. Esto ya lo habíamos presenciado en eventos pasados.
How did you... What's going on here? Miss Callie Roe, are you some kind of adeptus?
Un adeptus. Para Chonjo cualquier cosa que no entienda, adeptus. Esa flor de ahí al fondo, adeptus.
rode here from Fontaine long ago.
Una hoja demasiado verde para ser real.
Roses?
Adeptus.
Ah, the Grandmasters mentioned them before. The Oceanids were the familiars of the former Hydro Archon. They all fled Fontaine after the Archon died and settled across the world.
That's
Ah, qué
correct.
curioso eso.
Though,
O sea, me
to
acuerdo que ya
tell
lo
you
había
the
mencionado
truth,
también, pero no sabía
I
que
can't even
porque ella murió
recall
es que
how
sí,
I
ellos se
found
fueron.
myself here.
Ah,
I have a vague impression of my ancestral home, but I can't recall clearly anything I saw on my journey. All I know is that by the time I arrived in Mondstadt, I had lost most of my power and couldn't even sustain a physical form. Eventually, I settled in a place called Springvale, where I slowly began to regain my power. Springvale is a serene and beautiful place. The water that flows through there is clear and pure, just like the hearts of the people who dwell there. So you're the Spring Fairy of Springvale? Yes, Diona, and I remember you too, you know. When you were little, you often came to the spring at night to speak with me.
ay, qué bonito.
Really? You're not messing with me, are ya?
No, Diona.
Oh, I always
Diana.
thought that was just a local legend.
Your favorite little pillow, the fish one? Its name is Bubbles, is it not?
Balls, qué bonito.
All those childhood memories. So they weren't just a dream. So,
Qué bonito.
if this is true, then all those things written on the leaves.
Los rayos de luna son tan dulces como hilos de miel. El joven del manantial crece y envejece.
I see. So you were the ones who found my leaf.
Sí.
Well, you are correct. The Spring Fairy and Heart of Clear Springs is me. No wonder you were asking us so many questions about it. So, the boy from the story is Finch.
¿Finch?
I always loved listening to people's dreams. And still do.
¿Por qué me resulta familiar ese nombre?
Whether they're beautiful, sad, or filled with emotions I couldn't understand at the time. One night, a little boy came to the spring. The tears that fell from his face were more fragile than a moonbeam and purer than the morning dew. I like humans and wanted to understand them better. I also wanted to make sense of the feelings contained in his tears that were then a mystery to me.
Acabaron haciéndose buenos amigos.
Yes, we often met under the stars, sharing our stories with one another. Sometimes we'd stay up all night and see who would hear the first bird chirping from the boughs or the first cicada of summer. Aw, that sounds lovely. But one day, just like the book says, I saw an emotion in Finch's eyes that I couldn't reciprocate. I felt out of my depth, in uncharted waters. But I knew all too well that we Lockfolk face a very different fate from that of humans. Whatever was happening, I didn't want it to lead to Finch writing a chapter of his life that he would later come to regret. So, I fled and never appeared before him again. Oh, Callie. My strength returns very slowly, and even after decades, I can only sustain a physical form for a very short time. I once hoped that
La música de Liyue es una cosa pero preciosa. No sé si la escuchan de fondo.
stars in the night sky have all gone out. But after seeing so many people's stories and hearing about all their dreams, I have gradually come to understand Finch's heart. This feeling of wanting to respond to his feelings is surging relentlessly in my chest, and I can no longer restrain it. But I'm also scared. Scared that if I go and see him now, I'll bring nothing but disappointment and even more pain when it comes time to part. Oh.
It really is a difficult choice.
Please go see him.
Huh?
I know Grandpa Finch, and he's a really kind person. When I was struggling to learn how to draw maps, he was always encouraging me, telling me not to give up, always keep trying, and get out there and have some adventures. He often tells me stories about his past, but I've never once seen a look of regret or sadness in his face. And even though Grandpa Finch loves adventures, he still stands there by the spring, every day, as if he's waiting for something. I believe that he's serious about his feelings for you, Miss Callie Roe. He's never stopped hoping that he'll see you again one day. So if you want to see him too, then what are you waiting for?
Mika, buena actitud. Bien dicho, muchacho.
Sorry. I think I got a bit too excited and...
Sí, un poquito,
and I just-
pero no hay pedo.
Well, it just sort of came out.
I understand. That settles it. I've decided. I will go back and see Finch.
You will? Amazing! That's great!
But I'd like to ask all of you for some help. Sure. Just say the word. We'll help you any way we can. Would you come to Springvale with me and help to bring Finch to my side? I cannot maintain this form for much longer, and I'm worried others will see me how I was just before. Leave it to me. I'm really close with Grandpa Finch. Also, please keep
Te imagino
Finch's
cuando,
my secret.
cuando lleguen en donde el viejito, pobre Finch. ¿Qué quieren? Cabrones. Mire, lo queremos llevar a ver un espíritu del agua con el que hablaba cuando era joven. Que lo está esperando. El viejito se va a quedar con cara de que pedo. A ver, puedes confiar en nosotros. Vamos a intentar traer a Finch acá. Bueno, a Agua Clara,
I
exactamente.
won't tell anyone. That's a promise.
Great. I can't thank you all enough.
De hecho, estoy comenzando a notar un patrón en las historias de Liyue.
No, I'm sorry. It's just that my mind's racing. As much as I want to talk to him again, I'm still worried that I won't have the words when the time comes.
¿Te has planteado escribirle un poema? ¿Por qué no plasmas tus sentimientos en versos?
Poem?
Es la mejor forma de transmitir los sentimientos que escondes en el corazón. Es la oportunidad de confesar lo que sientes.
Okay, good idea. I'll write him a poem. And it will be called Heart of Clear Springs.
Qué lindo. Ok, vamos por el viejo. Hasta Agua Clara. De hecho, sería irrespetuoso si ahora camino sobre el agua de Agua Clara. Digo yo, o sea, se supone que esta agua de aquí es Clorirre, ¿no? Por ser respetuoso, vamos a intentar no tocar el agua. ¿A dónde va sapo? Se me fue el sapo. Tranquila, Calirro. Ya casi llegamos.
Are you okay?
It's nothing. I'm just scared that I won't be able to maintain this form much longer.
Ya llegamos, tranquila, estabas a la par.
Wait here, Callie Roe. I'll go fetch Grandpa Finch.
Y traen al viejo arrastrado. Corre, viejo, corre.
He isn't a young man anymore.
Exacto,
He's not as steady on his feet.
exacto.
He can still hold on a bit longer.
Ya veo que,
Stay strong.
ya veo que por traer a Finch se nos muere a medio camino. Sería una trágica historia, la verdad. Finch. Rápido. Lorirro no va a aguantar mucho más. Voy. Ah, no, espérate, el manantial es este. El manantial es todo esto que no se supone. Este es el manantial. Y de hecho, ahora que lo pienso, ya habíamos hablado con este tipo. ¿O no? Sí, yo creo que sí. Por eso es que me resultaba familiar, creo yo.
You're back early today.
day, Grandpa Finch. Can you come with me?
Diona.
Oh. Well, where are we going?
Over there, to the waterfall.
Did you catch a nice little fishy?
Algo así.
Just come with me already. This is extremely important.
But I promised your father that I'd go to...
Grandpa Finch.
All right.
Ah, de hecho, este es el papá
Don't
de
get
Diona,
worked
¿no?
up, I'm right
No me acuerdo
behind
quién
you.
es.
That's more like it. Now come on. I'll help you.
Ah, pues sí.
is just like him when she's on a mission.
Es tan ansiosa como su padre. Es de tal palo tal astilla. Calirro.
Over here. It's okay, Grandpa Finch. Take your time.
What's all this? What are all these people doing here? Even Mika's here? How's work been going lately?
Decente.
And even some friends from abroad, if I'm not mistaken. You do know that today's not my birthday, don't you?
Greetings, Mr. Finch. My name is Chong Yoon. We all met at the poetry gala, and, well, there's someone we'd like to introduce you to.
Finch.
Yay.
That voice.
Oh.
Callie Rowe.
I didn't think you'd still remember.
Oh, I remember. I remember all right. How could I
Oh.
ever forget? Although your
Qué lindo.
appearance is different than I recall. Back then, you looked like you'd stepped right out of a fairy tale. But I'm one to talk. Of course, a fairy from a fairy tale can change forms. But in your eyes, I'm probably the one who's changed beyond all recognition.
De hecho.
Oh, even after all these years, you still know just what to say to make me laugh.
I thought you were only able to appear in the dead of
Esto me recuerda un
night.
poco a Frieren, que de hecho estamos haciendo
There
reacción de esa
have
serie
been
ahorita.
times when I've wondered whether it really was all a dream.
I'm sorry I kept you waiting for so long, Finch.
Oh, it can't have been that long. It's been but the blink of an eye, really.
Finch, would you like to hear a poem I wrote for you?
A poem? You write poetry now? Well, of course. I'd be delighted to listen. I'll hang on every word that leaves your lips.
In that case, let me read you a story about the spring fairy.
¡Se viene cinemática! Esto no me lo esperaba.
Far from my native land I roamed. In streams I slept, many seasons I met as the sun set and rose. I searched for a garden to call a home, and the moonlight ebbed as the water flowed. A soft breeze beckoned me unto a spring. Sleep, weary wanderer, your journey is over. May the dancing petals sweeten your slumber. At dawn, I hummed the melody of a distant stream, and the songs in the night serenaded my dreams. A boy's tender tears trembled through the water, stirring me more than any starlight sonata. He wove me a wreath from past petals and future buds. I crossed beyond the veil of dreams to the realm of flesh and blood. Look at the love that shines from his eager gaze. Answer the call of his heart, lest this moment go to waste. The kittens and fireflies invited my heartstrings to sing, but I was a stranger to the melody of mankind, and knew not how this tune should begin. As
river of dreams trickled into the ocean blue. Every time a crystal fly flapped its wings, older it seemed he grew. But I learned to fathom human ways each stumbling step I took, and clouds of confusion became crystal clear in the vulnerable verse I wrote. As seed yearns for soil and trees for the sun, a once foreign melody inside my heart sung, and it cried out your name on every string it could strum. Now I give my dream to you. May it be in your slumber a sweet spring to quench your thirst. Now, I hand my heart to you, praying my belated promise might meet, still with your trust.
Qué belleza, por Dios. Qué belleza, por Dios.
Yes.
Les juro que estas historias, o sea, casi me
This is
sacan
how I
lágrimas
remember
todas.
you
Es
from
que
when
son
you
preciosas.
all those years.
Esto lo voy a escuchar ahora cada vez antes de dormir.
It really has been a long, old time, hasn't it?
Finch,
It's okay.
Ay, Dios mío. Voy a
I
estar chillando ya.
understand. Your poem, it explains everything.
Thank you, Finch. Please, take this.
It's so beautiful.
This is a droplet of water condensed from my own power. Finch, I don't have a physical form like humans, and I can't stay by your side. I don't know how long it'll be before I can change back into human form again. But as long as this droplet remains with you, our hearts will always be connected, no matter the distance between us. I will always be one with the spring. From this day onwards, if you call me, I will meet you in your dreams.
Como si fuera el verdadero corazón del manantial.
It's so romantic.
De hecho. Calla, Poimo.
You've really learned a lot, haven't you? And you don't even mind that the kids are watching.
Does it bother you?
Ups.
How could it possibly? This is the happiest moment of my life.
Ay, pobrecito, voy a chillar, vale verga.
Once I go to sleep,
Ay,
I
no.
never want to wake up again.
Huh? Don't say that.
I'm only joking. It seems that you still have much to learn.
Is that right?
Grandpa Finch and Kelly Rowie look so happy. Oh, what a perfect moment.
Perfect moment.
Thank you. Finch.
Diona.
I've never forgotten you either.
I used to chat with you a lot. Wasn't it ever annoying?
Oops.
Of course not. You are one of the truest friends I have in the entire world. That's why I gave you your gift.
Me gustaría saber si algún día vamos a ver algo más sobre las Oceanidas, porque, o sea, últimamente, desde que salió Fontaine, hemos visto tanto sobre las Oceanidas.
Wait. So is Diona's ability to mix delicious drinks from disgusting ingredients a blessing?
Ah, eso tiene más sentido.
Is it also possible that my pure yang spirit is a gift from some being?
Podría ser. A ver, pongámonos a pensar en eso por un momento. Diona tiene una bendición que hasta cierto punto ya la considera una maldición, porque siempre hace bebidas para que la gente las odie y la gente las ama. Todo sería gracias a esta. Cloride. Ese fue el nombre, pero la cosa es de que, o sea, sería matado de la risa, porque, hombre, sería involuntariamente una bendición, maldición. Permítame un momento. Ahí estamos. Solo que... Denme 2 segundos. ¿Me pueden cortar esto, por favor? Después se los agradecería también. Ok. Pem, 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 pem. Ok.
My physical
Cali
form
Roe.
is about to disappear.
Oh, ya se va.
Finch,
Yes?
I've never regretted meeting you or deciding to talk to you that night. Not once. All these long years. Not for a single moment.
It probably goes without saying, but neither have I.
Although it was different from in the stories. That fateful night.
Oh, o sea, esto es un poco raro, pero que
This
una
gift
oceanida, pero bueno.
represents my promise and my love. I give it to you now.
Oh, qué cosa más linda. Paimon, tú no puedes ver esto. Diana, tú también, cierra los ojos. Oh, qué cosa
It's
más tierna.
okay, everyone.
Qué
She's
cosa
gone
más
now.
tierna.
What? But Paimon didn't get a chance to say goodbye. Grandpa Finch.
Don't worry now. She hasn't gone far. Just like she said, she'll always be one with the spring, by our side and in our dreams. Oh, child. Let me stay here a little longer.
Bueno, fue un placer, Finch y Oceanida. Clorine, es que se me va el nombre. Fue una historia bien bonita. Curiosa, extraña, porque realmente creo que por el momento siempre vemos como combinaciones de razas en Genshin, como podría ser Diona, pero nunca vemos realmente cuando estas dos especies se unen, como por ejemplo, o sea, Finch y esta Oceanida, o sea, imagino yo que habrá alguna manera en la que puedan estar juntos como, no sé, como han habido, como han estado juntos otro tipo de especies.
And it looks like you're in much better spirits than before.
Un poco tristes, la verdad, no te lo voy a negar.
She's already talking about printing a poetry anthology. She said she can't wait for everyone's final words because I'm itching to pull the trigger. By which I assume she meant she eagerly anticipates receiving everyone's freestyle poetry submissions to help her close the deal.
Where have you all been? I've been waiting here forever.
En un desmadre que no tenés idea, thank you.
Have an emergency communion with nature. And with any luck, I'll bet they heard some fine poetry along the way. How death-fied! Does this mean that right from the start you...
Lo prometido es deuda.
Right from the start, you said you would treat us to a nice meal. Huh? Did I?
Creo que después de todo esto nos merecemos un buen festín.
Very well. Since the traveler agrees, then it looks like I can't escape this time. Diona, dear Diona, could I
Diona, dir Diona.
your delicious beverages? You wish. right. Well, normally I'd never agree, but since I happen to be in a good mood today.
No. O sea que hasta cierto punto las Oceanidas...
Up to all this time.
Sí, no tenéis idea sin que lo que acaba de pasar.
Like there are some unspoken words hanging in the air here that everyone is privy to but myself.
Really? Must be the breeze. You're reading way too much into it.
Yeah, that's right. We're just, taking a walk.
Pobre Sinkyu se perdió la
So, last time.
aventura de su vida.
So even Mika's in on it? Chongyun, how about you tell me what happened on the sly? I've just remembered that I heard about a haunted house recently that you'll definitely want to check out.
Paja, paja, Chonyu. Solo te queda paja para que le
Spirits won't be able
contestes.
to scare off these demons.
I appreciate the gesture, but no thanks. Not this time.
Pobre Sinkyu se siente que lo dejaron fuera de la conversación
Your
esta
unique
vez.
spirit isn't such a bad thing after all.
Huh? What the? What's gotten into you?
Sinkyu, ¿qué puto les pasa a todos?
Okay, that
Todo aquí es tan
confirms it.
raro.
I call shenanigans. Something big definitely went down here.
Ay, eso estuvo buenísimo para terminar. ¡Hey! Nos dieron... ¿Qué es eso? Corazón de agua clara. ¡Es una pintura! Es una pintura. Me gustaría... Ahí está. ¡Ah! Es la pintura de Finch y la Oceanida. Y Calirra. Qué bien que tienen los nombres. Oh, cuidado, cuántas estas cositas que tenemos por acá. ¿Qué carajo es esto? Una bruja de apariencia elegante. No sé qué dan. Han pasado tantas cosas que ya ni me acuerdo de todo este montón de ¿cómo se le dice esto? De cosillas. Y bueno, creo que eso concluiría ya oficialmente el evento, ¿no? Exactamente, 7 días, 10 horas. Exactamente. O sea, fue un evento precioso. Muy bonito, muy entretenido. Creo que la parte más tediosa tal vez pudo haber sido la de este juego específicamente, que había que ir imagen por imagen. Pero tampoco estuvo tan mala, o sea, me gustó. O sea, me gustó más al menos que la que era solamente pelea y pelea y pelea. O sea, eso ya lo vemos todo el tiempo. Este libro está curioso. A algún personaje le servirá. Ahorita no tengo idea a quién. Pero, o sea, además de obviamente Lee, que ese de hecho está en la cuenta secundaria. Y hay que seguir farmeando para Lee. Pero por el momento, creo que eso sería todo por hoy de este evento. Fue precioso. Me encanta que me deje hacer las misiones diarias con solamente hacer las cosas de la historia. Ok.